Hello guys. Okay, so this is part 2 to the video that I uploaded yesterday, and we are going to be discussing a lot of the things about what it is like being an international student, details, how to get in, all of those things, scholarships. A lot of that has been discussed in part 1. So if you guys have just clicked on this and you haven't watched that, I would suggest that you go back and you watch that, because that's gonna give you another clear picture of the entire process. But let's just get into this. Okay, so someone's asked me, what band of IELTS do you need to get into a university in Ireland? So I think that for most of the countries you need a 6 or a 6.5, and that should be good enough. Even for Canada, America, you would need 6.5. I got an 8, so that was good for me. But it's usually a 6 or a 6.5 for every place that you go to. I think for Ireland it was 6.5. So that was pretty good. Like, the score I got was pretty good for Ireland. For Ireland, another test that you could do if you're not willing to spend that much on the IELTS, because I know the IELTS is like 49,000. I think that's how much it was when I gave it. You could try to do a test that's called Duolingo, and it's an English test, and I think it's way easier than IELTS. I did both the tests because I just wanted to be on top of everything, but you could do one of them, and I think you're gonna get accepted with both of them. I know a lot of people that didn't do their IELTS but did their Duolingo. You of course need to do one of the English tests out of both of these, but Duolingo test is way easier, and I think it's way cheaper as well. So a lot of people are asking me if I have a scholarship. I actually do have a scholarship, but I am also paying a very hefty amount of fee, because I feel like no matter how much scholarship you get, when you convert the rates of our currency to euros or CAD or USD or pounds, it is still a lot. So I wouldn't say that a scholarship means that you're not going to be paying a lot, but you are going to be paying significantly less than what you were supposed to pay. So yes guys, I have a scholarship, and a lot of people were asking, like, how do I finance myself? One thing I would tell you guys is to not expect to be able to finance yourself, at least in the first 6 to 8 months. It's almost next to impossible to be paying your own fee or to be paying for your own expenses, because it is going to be a lot to take in. It takes a lot of time to sort of settle in and find a job and all of that. So, well, I hope you guys are able to finance yourself, but don't sort of depend on possibilities and take the risk of, the fact that, oh, maybe I can do it or something like that, because you never know if you will be able to. So be wise with that. Another thing that I would like to add is that a lot of universities do not offer a good scholarship or a scholarship at all in your first year or your first semester, but you can expect to get a scholarship in your second year or your third semester, because you already have a GPA that was produced by the university. So if you're able to get a good GPA, you are kind of not entitled to, but you are more likely to get a scholarship. So another question I have gotten is, how long is my degree? Normally degrees might vary from 3 to 4 years. My degree is 3 years long. It has 6 semesters, but in a lot of countries like Canada and America even, your degrees are going to be 4 years. Even in Pakistan, degrees are for 4 years. There are usually 8 semesters. So it really just depends on what country you are going to and what level degree you are doing. So like in Europe, there are levels to your degree, and so you could be doing a level 7 degree or a level 8 degree. And I think while you're applying to universities, you need to be very, 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 very careful of this. Like, you do not want to be doing a degree lower than level 8 or level 7, because that when you convert it to whether that is university level education or not, you will find out that unless you're doing level 7 or level 8, it's not the same and you're not as qualified. Okay, so a lot of people were also asking me what are the grade requirements and all of that. I'm gonna tell you guys something very, very, very honestly, that is that if you have money, you can do anything. Even if you don't have good grades, you're gonna be able to pay for a very good university. But a lot of universities do have requirements as well. It really just depends on what university you're planning to go to. I think the requirement for my university was maybe B's, straight B's. I know that a lot of the universities have A, B, C, but I would say that international universities do not really have a very high requirement. If are very lenient with the grades that they're going to be asking you for, but I do think that if they're asking for triple B's, it's like they're asking for a lot though, because I know that A levels is very hard. So that's that. And someone also asked me, like, does it matter if you have any extracurriculars or not? I know that I was not a very sporty person like ever, so I don't really have that many like extracurricular activities on my portfolio. But if you do, it's always better, but it's not completely necessary for sure. Okay, so the next question that I have is, how long does it take? I think I kind of covered this in the in another question. It is gonna take very long. My entire process took 3 to 4 months, because universities are usually gonna take very long to reply. It could be like 2 to 3 weeks. I would say set aside 1 month for that, and then obviously you are gonna go through kind of your IELTS. That's gonna take a while. If you are going to a place that requires the SAT, that's gonna take time. You're gonna prepare for it, you're gonna do it, you might need to do it again. And of course the visa takes time, the documentation takes time, and then applying for it, getting an appointment, and also getting your answer, all of that takes time. So I think it took me 4 months for sure. But if you are a lazy person and you have a lot of and if you think you have a lot to do and you might need more time, then you should definitely start earlier, but you should have at least 3 to 4 months on your plate for this entire process. So someone's asked me if it is easy for a Pakistani student to get a job. Like I said, it is not easy to get a job at all anywhere. You have to go through the entire process. You have to research a lot. You have to apply to many places, and then you're gonna get a job. So like, don't expect that you're gonna come here and you're gonna have a job ready to be served on a plate. It doesn't happen like that. But no, I don't think that it is difficult to be working as a Pakistani student. I do think that a lot of countries would prefer their own local people to be working, but there aren't really any like criterias or something like that, like, oh, we're not hiring Pakistanis. I don't think it's like that. So you do not need to worry about that at all. Someone's asked me if it is easy to be living alone as a girl. Here no one really cares if you're a girl, if you're a guy, if you're living alone, how old you are. Nobody really cares about anything. I'm being very, very honest with you guys. I don't think it's difficult living as a girl. It really just depends on how strong you are, and even if you aren't strong, it's gonna take some time, and trust me, this place is going to make you hard as rock. So you do not need to worry about it. You are gonna get stronger, and you are strong. So if you want to do this, you got this. Otherwise, I don't think it is difficult living here as a student that's a girl. It doesn't really matter. Another question that I got was, how many hours do you get as a student to work? So you are likely to get 20 hours as a student to work. Some countries might be offering more than that, but I think at a minimum you get at least 20 hours as a student to work, and I feel like that is good enough to sort of save money, or if you guys are planning to pay your own rent or go through your expenses. I feel like you can earn a good amount if you're doing 20 hours per week. Just by the way, it's 20 hours per week, so it's 80 hours per month or a little bit more than that. So I feel like that's good. You could be working like 3 days a week, and you could be working like 4 days a week. And I think it's pretty good. Okay, so another question that I've gotten is, can you go straight to Europe or in university after FSC? So I know that a lot of students here have come here after doing their FSC. It is not a necessity to do A levels or O levels. But the thing is that the process is going to be a little bit different for you guys. But of course, there is no discrimination. Like, if you're an A level or an O level student, or if you are an FSC student, you can still apply for universities and get into universities and do your thing. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope I was able to help you guys out. And well, that's about that. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. And I will be making more videos on this topic, and I was actually planning on making a video on IELTS soon and how you could do good and all of that, some details on that. So let me know if you guys are willing to watch that, and if you guys want details on that. Well, take care guys. Allah Hafiz.